Hi everyone, I'm Niamh. Like Elaine said, I'm a commercial SDR at SalesLoft. I've been working there for about 10 months now. For those of you who don't know, SalesLoft is the leading sales engagement platform helping revenue teams deliver the best possible customer experience. My experiences of working so closely with everyone in the team since April last year was actually the inspiration of what I'm going to be talking about today. So referring to the power of a team. So just to give you guys a little bit more background, so I started SalesLoft during the first lockdown. So I did all of my initial training and onboarding remotely from Edinburgh, which is where I was living at the time. So not exactly close to London. This was a concern of mine, you know, not working with the team every single day in the office, being a newbie. But on reflection, I can say that being part of such a great team, the remoteness was of no consequence when it came to learning the role and understanding, you know, how to sell into this industry. So I initially underestimated, you know, how much a virtual team could impact my productivity, my personal development, and my resilience. So I just wanted to share with you guys today just 3 foundation topics of what I think creates such a great team. And they are the importance of support, diversity, and inclusivity. So firstly, the importance of support. So I believe that having emotional support has a huge impact. So it's about celebrating success, but also having no judgment, especially when it comes to failure. I just think it's really important to create that open environment where you're celebrating one another, what's happening in your day. For example, when I booked my first demo and it turned into a sales developed opportunity, I was so proud of myself, you know, finally getting something on the board along with a team that were just high performing, and our WhatsApp group was just going off. I mean, everyone was saying like, well done, first of many, like keep up the good work. And I just kind of thought to myself, like, okay, like clearly I'm doing something right. Like, let's just do it all over again. So it wasn't like I really just didn't have this level of support around me and this virtual energy like before. Like I just wasn't really used to it. Because if you flip it around to something that didn't go quite well, for example, a cold call or a discovery call that just turns into a complete disaster, and it has definitely happened to the best of us. I used to just feel quite embarrassed that something didn't go well, and I just didn't really want to share it with anyone because it was kind of like all my fault in a way. But I finally came to realize that, you know, it's okay to have a laugh when something doesn't go to plan, because everyone in the team just isn't going to judge you for it. Like, they don't really care. They just want you to succeed. And the sooner that you bring up these mistakes and train yourself, the better SDR that you're going to become. So this has definitely helped build my resilience. I mean, I bounce back a lot quicker when something doesn't go quite right, but it happens every single day. So you'll eventually get over it. The second topic I want to talk about is diversity. So with this, I'm not referring to the importance of gender and ethnicity, kind of going beyond that and referring diversity within your skill and your thought. So referring to skills, I think this is, you know, every single person in your team has a specific superpower, you know, meaning that everyone brings something special to the table and you can go to that person for help. So for example, when I need help on my personal branding, I go to Tom Boston. He creates hilarious LinkedIn videos every single week, and I can just call him up and be like, how do I write this post? Please help me. Or creating a talk track or doing objections, like you know exactly who you're going to go to. But it's just important to realize that, you know, you also bring something to the table, like you bring something to the team and you are hired for a reason. You know, you're not only learning from the people around you, but they're also learning from you, taking your advice, no matter what level you're at in your career. And to be honest, it did take me a while to realize that. But it's also important to acknowledge cognitive diversity as well. So by this, I'm referring to individuals having distinctive viewpoints, and it's about, you know, using that to your team's advantage, you know, to solve problems, develop solutions, and just be better in your role as an SDR. I started to like realize that people were also learning from me, and I had the ability to share my thoughts and my ideas, and people were actually learning from that. And I think the outcome of this that a lot of people would be able to kind of like support is you grow as a person, like professionally and personally. The last section is inclusivity. So this one is probably the most important to me. By creating that inclusive environment, you're ensuring that every single person is heard and equal. So just to clarify, I don't mean equal as in, you know, we are all the same. I mean, you know, every single person is respected and their place in the team is valued. So when you've built this environment, you can all sit around a table and every single person gets the opportunity to speak and add value to the conversation. So for me, this was definitely a confidence issue. I used to feel like I couldn't really speak up in team meetings with, AEs or AMs, other leadership, or even SDRs. Because I don't know, I just kind of thought in the back of my head, like, people would say, what would an SDR know? But that just isn't really the case at all. Now I see myself as part of, a foundation of a revenue organization. And even though you have less experience than the people around you, you can bring something new and creative to the table. So just to kind of conclude, and summarize what I've spoken about, I think I didn't realize how important a team and the people that are currently, virtually around me could help me not only build my resilience, but just help me grow as a person. I mean, most people at the start of their sales careers, you don't want to be an SDR forever, but it's important to acknowledge your place and your importance in the team and use this time to learn. And it sounds really cheesy, but just inspire others. Aristotle is famous for saying the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So basically meaning that, yes, while we can all be great as individuals, the fact is that we can all achieve so much more when we listen and coordinate with each other as one single unit. So that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the talks.